Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at what happens if we've got some brackets or some binomials in our denominators when we're doing our algebraic fractions. And it's the same idea. We need to get a situation where they have the same exact denominator, and then we can perform our operation. Okay. Now, there is something you have to realize about this, and one thing that we didn't do before was by multiplying these two values in the denominator, we get a common multiple. And the way this works is just the same as if we had our values as numerical ones. Now, if I multiplied 3 and 2, I'd get something over 6 plus something over 6 as a common multiple. The thing is that when we do this numerically, it's not always guaranteed to give us the lowest common multiple. But when we're working algebraically with our two numbers down the bottom, or our pairs of a pronumeral and a couple of terms that involve a pronumeral, this is how we end up getting our common multiple as a denominator. So in the end, we're going to end up with something over x times x plus 1 plus something over x times x plus 1. Okay, and that's fine because we know it is ultimately a common multiple. And in this case, it will be the lowest common multiple. But we know that that will work. Now, what we have to do now is realize what we have done to get there. In order to get x to be x times x plus 1, I've multiplied it by x plus 1. So I have to do the same to the top. So I have to do 1 times x plus 1, which is just x plus 1. And to get x plus 1 to be x times x plus 1 that we have here, to go from this to this, I've multiplied it by x, which means I have to take the value up the top and also multiply it by x. And 1 times x is equal to x. Now that we have two algebraic fractions sharing the same common denominator, we can simply perform the operation. All over x times x plus 1. Now, when we're doing this also, just leave these as they are. Leave this as in its factored form, because it can be useful later on when we're looking to simplify or cancel. So x plus x is just 2x plus 1 all over x times x plus 1. Now, nothing's changed. The rules are still the same. It's exactly the same as when you did it with numbers, but we're just making it even more generalized. Right. 1 over x minus 1 over x plus 1. All that's changed here is we are changing the sign. And again, looking at doing this as kind of a conceptual practice. Right, so let's first multiply both of these together to get a common multiple. X times x plus 1 means we're going to end up with x plus 1 minus something over x plus 1. Right, now we have to know what we've done to get each exact denominator to that point. So I've multiplied the first value here. We've multiplied this denominator by x plus 1, which means I need to do the same for its numerator. 1 times x plus 1 is just x plus 1. And on the other side, I've multiplied this term here by x, which means I need to multiply this top term by x. And 1 times x is x. Okay, now we just need to perform the operation. So we've got x plus 1 minus our x. Okay, minus x. Think of this as negative 1 times this whole thing, which means it's minus x all over x times x plus 1. And that means we're just left with 1 over x times x plus 1. And that's our answer. Now this is a little bit of an easy way of adding that negative sign, because there's really only one value here, and this is a positive number. We're taking away a positive, which means we're just taking away x. But we need to be aware that that will change, that we do need to be aware of signs. Okay, next one. 1 over x plus 1 plus 1 over x minus 1. So to find the common value, or the lowest common multiple, all we're going to do is multiply the two denominators. And once you've done multiplying the two denominators, then we can look at how we've affected each one of these fractions. X minus 1, x plus 1 over times x minus 1, and just leave it in brackets. Okay, leave it in brackets. In between there is implied multiplication, so we don't need to worry about it, but it's there. Okay, just remember that when we have brackets next to each other, right up against it, it means that they're implied multiplication. All right, we've done that, and now we just need to think about how we've changed each one of these fractions. So I've taken my x minus 1, I multiplied it by x plus 1, which means I have to do the same to this value here. So 1 times x plus 1 is just x plus 1. And then the same has happened over here. I multiplied it by x minus 1, and 1 times x minus 1 is just x minus 1. Okay, so once you've done that, you can perform the operation. So it's x minus 1 plus x plus 1 all over x plus 1 times x minus 1. Like terms are going to be our two pronumerals and then our two constant values. So x plus x is 2x, and 1 minus 1 is just 0, so we're left with 2x, and x plus 1, x minus 1. And that's it. There's no common multiple there which we can take out, so that's our answer. Okay, next one, we have 2 over x minus 3 plus 3 over x plus x minus 2. Right, same idea. We're going to multiply both of our denominators to find out what our desired denominator will be. So x minus 3 times x minus 2 plus another fraction, x minus 3, x minus 2. Okay, we've done that now. We can start thinking about what I've done. I have essentially, in this first term, multiplied the denominator by x minus 2. So that means I have to do the same to the 2. So 2 times x minus 2. And the other one has been multiplied by x minus 3, so it becomes 3x minus 3. All right, now we have everything over a common denominator. We can do 2 times x minus 2 plus 3 times x minus 3 all over x minus 3 x minus 2. Okay, in this state, we're going to expand our brackets. All right, so 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 2 is minus 4. And then 3 times x is going to be plus 3x, and then minus 9. Okay, now we just need to add our like terms. In this one, our like terms are our two numeral values, and the rest are constants. So 2x plus 3x is going to be 5x, And minus 9 minus 4 is going to be minus 13. All over our x minus 3 and x minus 2. And that's our answer. There's no factor that we can take out there to make it simpler. Okay, next one, 3 over x plus 1 minus 2 over x minus 1. Right, so we can quickly work out that by multiplying our two denominators, we end up with x plus 1 times x minus 1 minus some fraction x plus 1 and x minus 1. So, because I've multiplied our first one by x minus 1, do the same to the top. So 3 times x minus 1. And because I've multiplied our second fraction's denominator by x plus 1, do that to the numerator and do x plus 1. Now, once I've done that, we're going to now think about combining these and then expanding our values and simplifying. So, let's do that now. We might just do it in one step. So 3 times x is 3x, and then 3 times negative 1 is minus 3. Now, you can either do this two ways. The next one, you can keep it all in brackets and perform the complete extra step, or you can just acknowledge that we're doing minus 2 rather than 2. So minus 2x, and then minus 2 times 1 is just minus 2. All over x plus 1, x minus 1. Now, let's collect our like terms. So we have our 3x, and we have our minus 2x, and we have our minus 3, and we have our minus 2. So let's perform that quickly. So 3x minus 2x is just, well, let's get it back to our pencil. Is just x. And then, I don't know why that deleted the top part. We'll just ignore that for now. Just x. And then our negative 3 minus 2 is minus 5 all over our x plus 1 and x minus 1. All right, that's our answer just here. All right, so let's move on and do our last one. Right, so we have 2 over x minus 2 minus 2 over x plus 3. Looking at this one here, and do the exact same thing. We're going to multiply our two denominators together. Minus something x minus 2 x plus 3. Okay, now we know what we've done to each one, so let's just do it. We've multiplied the first one by x plus 3, so it's 2 x plus 3, and multiplied the second one by x minus 2, so it's going to be 2 x minus 2. All right, now we're going to expand both of them and put them over the same denominator. So 2 times x is just 2x. 2 times 3 is plus 6. And then minus 2 times x is minus 2x. And minus 2 times minus 2 is positive 4. All over x minus 2 times x plus 3. Now that that's done, let's just add our terms together, our like terms. So we have our x values, and we have our constant values. Okay, x values, 2x minus 2x is just 0, and then 6 plus 4 is 10. So 10 over x minus 2 x plus 3. Alright, that's it for this video. That's the helpful, and I will see you in the next one.